How did a failed artist rise to become one of the most feared dictators in history? From poverty to power, from war hero to war criminal, this is the chilling story of Adolf Hitler. His ambitions shaped the 20th century, his actions led to the deaths of millions, and his downfall changed the world forever. Adolf Hitler was born on April 20, 1889, in Braunau in Austria-Hungary. His father, Alois Hitler, was a strict and authoritarian government worker, while his mother, Clara, was caring and protective. As a child, Hitler struggled in school and had a tense relationship with his father, who wanted him to become a civil servant. But Hitler had different ambitions. He wanted to be an artist. After his father's death in 1903, he pursued his dream and applied to the Vienna Academy of Fine Arts. However, Hitler was rejected twice. His work lacked technical skill, and he struggled with drawing human figures. By 1909, he was living in Vienna as a homeless drifter, selling paintings to survive. During this time, he developed deep political views, influenced by anti-Semitic and nationalist ideologies that were spreading in Austria. In 1914, World War I broke out, and Hitler saw it as an opportunity for purpose and belonging. He volunteered for the German army and served as a messenger on the Western Front. He was known for his bravery, surviving multiple battles and earning 2 Iron Cross medals. But in 1918, near the war's end, Hitler was temporarily blinded by a gas attack. While recovering, he heard the devastating news. Germany had surrendered. The Treaty of Versailles in 1919 blamed Germany for the war, imposing harsh economic penalties, disarmament, and territorial losses. For Hitler, this was a betrayal. He believed that Germany had not been defeated on the battlefield but had been stabbed in the back by politicians, communists, and Jewish people, a dangerous conspiracy theory that fueled his future rise. In 1919, Hitler joined a small German Workers' Party, which shared his nationalist and anti-Semitic views. His powerful speeches attracted followers, and soon, he became its leader. In 1920, he renamed it the National Socialist German Workers' Party, or the Nazi Party. With the swastika as its symbol, the party grew rapidly. Hitler promised to restore Germany's power, reject the Treaty of Versailles, and build a pure Aryan nation. His speeches filled stadiums, and propaganda spread his message across Germany. In 1923, he attempted to overthrow the government in what became known as the Beer Hall Putsch. The coup failed, and Hitler was arrested and sentenced to 5 years in prison. But his time in jail only helped him. He wrote his infamous book, Mein Kampf, My Struggle, which outlined his extreme nationalist, racist, and militaristic ideas. After only 9 months in prison, he was released. The Nazi Party was growing, and Hitler now had a clear plan: gain power legally, then destroy democracy from within. The Great Depression in 1929 devastated Germany. Millions were unemployed, and people were desperate for a leader who could restore stability. Hitler seized the moment. By 1932, the Nazi Party had become the largest political party in Germany. In January 1933, Hitler was appointed Chancellor. A month later, the Reichstag fire, a mysterious parliament building fire, allowed him to crush opposition and introduce the Reichstag fire decree, which suspended civil liberties. In 1934, after President Paul von Hindenburg died, Hitler combined the roles of Chancellor and President, declaring himself Führer, leader, of Germany. Democracy was dead, and the Third Reich was born. Now in power, Hitler began violating the Treaty of Versailles by rebuilding the German military. His goal? Expand Germany's territory and establish a vast empire, or Lebensraum, living space, for the Aryan race. 1936, German troops entered the Rhineland, a demilitarized zone. 1938, Hitler annexed Austria and the Anschluss, merging it with Germany. 1939, Hitler took over Czechoslovakia without firing a shot. Britain and France hoped appeasement would prevent war, but Hitler had bigger plans. On September 1, 1939, Germany invaded Poland, and World War II began. While conquering Europe, Hitler also carried out the Holocaust, the mass murder of 6 million Jewish people and millions of others, including Romani people, disabled individuals, and political opponents. Jews were deported to concentration camps like Auschwitz, where they faced starvation, forced labor, and execution in gas chambers. Hitler's final solution was a horrifying attempt to wipe out an entire population. At first, Hitler's army seemed unstoppable. But after the failed Battle of Britain, the disastrous invasion of the Soviet Union, and America entering the war in 1941, Germany's downfall began. 1943, the Germans lost the Battle of Stalingrad, a turning point in the war. 1944, the Allies launched D-Day, pushing German forces out of France. 1945, the Soviet Red Army closed in on Berlin. By April 1945, it was clear that Germany had lost. On April 30, 1945, Hitler took his own life in his underground bunker. Just days later, Germany surrendered, and World War II ended in Europe. After the war, the Nuremberg trials held Nazi leaders accountable for war crimes. Germany was divided, and the world vowed to never let such atrocities happen again. Today, Hitler remains one of history's most infamous figures, a symbol of dictatorship, propaganda, and genocide. His rise and fall serve as a powerful warning of what can happen when hatred, extremism, and unchecked power take control of a nation. History is not just about the past, it's about the future. Hitler's story teaches us that democracy must be defended, hate must be challenged, and power must always be held accountable. Because those who ignore history are doomed to repeat it.